Xin chào, xin chào, xin chào. Hôm nay là ngày Phật đản. Well, actually, this whole month is Buddha's birthday. It is known as the Vesak day. Did I say it right? How do you say it? Vesak? It's Vesak day. Okay. Well, anyway, about 2,567 years ago, around April 8th, the prince Siddhartha was born in Nepal. And 35 years later, he became known as the mindfulness teachers. And people start calling him the Sakyamuni Buddha. He traveled throughout northeastern India and taught the Dharma, also known as the Middle Path, for 45 years. That's a long time. And because of his joyful outlook in life and all the good habits, he lived to be how old from your Dharma lessons?
80 years old.
Yes, 80 years old. He lived a very long, healthy life. Now, so today we're gathering to celebrate the Buddha's birthday. And why is it important to be reminded of the Buddha birthday? Well, actually, his birthday is important, but his teaching is what we are trying to remember and trying to learn, right? So what does it mean to have a birthday like that? Well, it's just not a birthday. It's like a new dawn, a new start, a fresh start, right? Like a reset to our problems. So every year on this day, if you do have serious problem, well, you are now reminded to learn how to reset your problems and to be joyful and to have a positive outlook and purposeful life. We have to start changing our negative and unhealthy ways by being mindful to our bad habits and also to the harmful influences around us. So to do that, we have to awaken the Buddha from within each one of us. How do we do that? Well, Buddha will tell you that, well, in order to be joyful, you have to have a balanced life. Now, everybody has different habits, good and bad. Let me ask you this, Tung. What kind of good habits do you have?
Waking up early.
What time do you wake up?
6:35.
What time is school?
7:40.
Okay, so that means you're not gonna be late for school.
Yeah,
Okay, that's good. All right. And
Sure.
What kind of bad habit do you have? Name one.
Video games. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for being honest. Yeah, so like a lot of kids, bad habits including sleeping late, too much time on YouTube, social media, video games, etc. But that's a problem for you to deal with mom and dad and teachers, but not so much with the laws, right? So Buddha did not really care about that kind of habits, your personal minor bad habits. We'll talk about that in a bit. But to be joyful and happy in life, you have to kind of balance your 5 natural tendency, which is greed, rage, ego, your delusions, and also apprehensions. So we balance our our greed through giving and helping others. And we also balance our rage or hot temper through daily meditation and detachment from anger. And we do that by deep breathing. So every hour or so, learn how to breathe deeply 3 times. So that will create a good habit to be in your subconscious mind. Now let me ask you, how do you balance your ego? If you're thinking you're too good or you're making fun of others because they're not as good, how do you balance it? Do you take a guess? What about reading more books or learning more?
That would just make the ego bigger.
Okay, well, it can be, right? But if instead of making fun of other, if you continue learning, if you read 2 books already, you can read 2 more books, 4 more books. So be diligent. All right.
Continue learning so you can make fun of them more later. Interesting.
That's not what he meant. So anyway, to balance your ego, you have to do it through diligence. So continuous learning, and also like we talked before, you're gonna have a lot of bad habits and good habits, and sometimes you run into very bad habits and become delusional about it. And Buddha didn't mind you have the other bad habits, but there are 5 bad habits that Buddha didn't want us to have. And so he taught us the 5 precepts. So to balance our unhealthy delusion, you have to practice the 5 precepts in refraining from killing, from lying, from stealing, from sexual misconduct, and from addiction. So any kind of addiction is no good. That is including video games, right? So anything too extreme is not good. Workaholic, if you work too much, is no good. If you're too addicted to gambling, is not good. Drugs, not good. Anything that cause your family suffering is not good. So any addiction is no good, right? So remember the 5 precepts. All right. So the last one, as you grow older, you're gonna have more worries because you have more homework, more stress, right? If you're a working adult, you have to worry about making the paycheck, making rent, making credit card payments, buying used car. You're gonna have all kind of worries. So in general, it's called apprehensions about all this new information. And the Buddha taught us, well, in order to balance our fears or apprehensions, you have to use wisdom. Yes. How do you get wisdom? As
How
a young,
do I get wisdom?
yeah. How?
Learn more.
Well, you can learn more, or you can also ask or learn from other people's experiences. So that's where you get your wisdom from, right? If you don't have wisdom, right?
Yeah, let's learn more.
Yeah, learn more. Ask your teacher. So remember the five mindfulness practices to balance out your natural greed tendency, your rage, your ego, your delusions, and also your apprehensions. So practice the 5, right? Is compassionate, detachment, diligence, and the 5 precepts, and lastly, wisdom. So 5 bad tendency, 5 balances. That's good. Now, when people do that every day for a long time, we will form a respectful mental and physical habits where mindfulness and kindness are the foundation of who we are as kids, as adults, and even as elderly persons. Now, with a strong kindness foundation, we will live a graceful life all the way, hopefully, until the end, even when our bodies and minds became weak or unresponsive. See, at that time, our subconscious mind of kind habits will make sure that we will be nice to our sons, to our daughters, to our caretakers, to whoever it is that is around us. And they, in turn, hopefully will treat us in love and kindness when they see the Buddha essence still within us. So today is the day that we celebrate the Buddha birthday, regardless what had happened yesterday, last month, or in the past. If we have bad things happen to us, if we have bad habits, we can make positive changes to our habits on this day to honor the Sakyamuni Buddha on his birth, his enlightenment, and his passing. So until next time, we will talk about his core teaching of the Four Noble Truths, the 12 dependent origins, and also the Eightfold Paths. But that will take a few lessons. So today we should be okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
You're good?
I'm fine.
You're fine. Say bye to your friend.
Bye. Oh, let me do this. Bye.
Bye, guys.